1st, 2013, Muhammadu Buhari, retired General of the Nigerian Army, former head of state from January 1984 to August 1985, and 3 times presidential candidate of the All Nigerian People's Party, ANPP, in April 2003 and April 2007 presidential elections, and the Congress for Progressive Change, CPC, in April 2011, made a giant leap forward in his unrelenting quest to achieve his ambition of being a democratically elected president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. July 31st, 2013 was the day that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, formally approved the merger of ANPP and CPC with the Action Congress of Nigeria, ACN, to form the All Progressives Congress, APC. The APC is essentially a political convenience union and expedience marriage for the presidential election in 2015, hatched between the CPC, founded and funded by General Buhari, and Action Congress of Nigeria, ACN, founded and funded by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, former governor of Lagos State, 1999 to 2007, and Astute, Mercurial, and Survey, technocrat-politician that rescued the southwestern states, except Ondo State, from the ruling People's Democratic Party, PDP, tapping intellectual expertise, financial muscle, and ethnic talent diversity available in Lagos megacity, the undisputed commercial and financial capital of Nigeria. In the April 2003 presidential election, General Buhari lost to former President Olusegun Obasanjo 1999 to 2007, the incumbent president running for a re-election under the banner of the PDP, gathering 12,710,002 votes, representing 32.19%, as against 24,456,140 votes, representing 62.78% for the victorious Obasanjo. 4 years later, General Buhari was again heavily defeated by the late President Umar Yar'Adua of the ruling PDP. The general polled 6,605,299, representing 18.66%, compared with 24,638,069, representing 69.60% votes for Umar Yar'Adua. It was another humbling experience for the former commander of the Infantry Division of the Nigerian Army. Undeterred, unfettered, and unbowed, General Buhari launched another assault on the presidency against the incumbent President Goodluck Jonathan of PDP in April 2011. Once again, the general faltered at the poll, falling short by 10,280,344 votes. The general's total votes was 12,214,843, representing 31.98%, compared with 22,495,187, representing 58.89% for President Jonathan. It is an open secret that the general's appeal and electability outside the northern region have been the Achilles of his triple shots at the presidency, especially in the southeast and south-south zones, where he was and have always been overwhelmingly rejected. In the 2011 presidential election, General Buhari polled only 20,335 votes as against 4,985,246 votes for President Jonathan in the southeast and 49,978 votes against 6,118,608 votes, respectively, in the South-South. Years of brainstorming and strategizing to boost its electoral fortune in the southeast of Nigeria through the selection of flamboyant former Senate President Chuba Okadigbo and the former Speaker Edwin Ume-Ezeoke, both of southeastern origin, as running mates and vice president candidates in 2003 and 2007 respectively, yielded little result in terms of electoral impact and vote for the maximum and stern general. In the southwest and north-central geopolitical zones, when General Buhari was pitched against adjudged northern moderates Umar Yar'Adua (PDP) and Atiku Abubakar (AC) in the 2007 presidential election, the result was crushing defeat for the general, with his total vote just about 200,000 in the two strategically important zones. The mainstream politicians and media in South and North Central have successfully defined General Buhari as an Islamist, fundamentalist, tyrant, despot, tribalist, and northern sectionalist. This has been the fallout of the military coup in December 31, 1983, that terminated the Second Republic, which saw General Buhari emerged as the head of state. He was outed on August 25, 1985 in the palace coup by his military colleagues due to what they termed his uncompromising, insensitive, and insular governance style. During his tenure as head of state, General Buhari constituted special military tribunal to prosecute the deposed politicians for alleged corruption and abuse of office. The core victims of his iron-fisted rule were politicians from the southeast, southwest, and north central, and majorly politicians from the opposition parties to the ruling National Party of Nigeria, NPN. Top politicians that were hammered by the military junta headed by General Buhari included late Chief Bola, Unity Party of Nigeria, UPN, Jim Nwobodo, Nigerian People's Party, NPP, late Solomon La, NPP, late Sam Mbakwe, NPP, Ebenezer Babatope, UPN, late Abubakar Rimi, People's Redemption Party, PRP, late Bakin Sabo Zuo, PRP, Alex Ekweme, former Vice President of Nigeria, Lateef Jakonde, UPN, late Bisi Ona Abajo, UPN, late Adekunle Ajasin, UPN. The press was also not spared by the military junta. Nduka Irabo and Tunde Thompson, the Guardian's newspaper's journalist, were prosecuted and jailed under the infamous Decree 4 for publishing classified information to embarrass its government and endangering national security. There were human rights abuses with public execution of convicted armed robbers and drug dealers, and long jail time for iconic musician and entertainer Fela Anikulapo Kuti for minor foreign exchange infractions despite local protestation and international outcry. For decades, outside the northwest and northeast zones, the generals perceived, projected, pronounced, hardline temperament, sectional judgment, and hawkish outlook dealt massive blow to its national acceptability. However, time and demography are gradually healing and helping the general to overcome its electoral disability and ailments. General Buhari's image makers are now selling the brand of ultra-committed nationalist, patriot, austere, disciplined, incorruptible, honest, strong, progressive leader of the moment that will restore order, growth, and development for the glorious future of Nigeria. For the general's economic management pedigree, the spin doctors are lavishly advertising and touting the Petroleum Special Trust Fund (PTF) as resources of an intervention government agency in the infrastructural development of Nigeria, with massive road, health and education overhaul from mid-1994 to mid-1999. General Buhari was the executive chairman of PTF set up by the military head of state and total detector, late General Sani Abacha, November 1993 to June 1998, to placate the public after the hike of petroleum product prices in 1994. The new My Gaskia, the honest one, personalities, makeovers, and overhauls seem to be working. The general's electoral fortune in the North Central and Southwest zones rebounded massively. In the 2011 presidential election against the Southern Christian candidate, President Jonathan, the general gathered 2,066,144 votes, giant leap from about 200,000 votes recorded in the two zones in 2007. Jonathan won decisively the North Central and Southwest zones with 6,162,987 votes. The general's advisors, handlers, and managers celebrated the loss as electoral breakthrough. They saw massive opening, opportunities, and vulnerability of the PDP to electoral defeat in the presidential election going forward to 2015. And they hunt up, tune up, and engine up their multifaceted and multi-pronged campaign strategy to capture all the battleground states in the South, West, and Southeast zones. The Muhammadu Buhari, as the presumed presidential candidate in 2015, is a crucial step in deepening and expanding its national outlook for overwhelming victory. To the general's campaign team, the president and the PDP is currently presenting the APC with an electoral own goal gift. The Jonathan administration appears to have jettisoned the zoning formula and office sharing arrangements that have been the strategic election-winning weapon of the acclaimed nationalist parties. Northern People's Congress, NPC, in the First Republic, National Party of Nigeria, NPN, in the Second Republic, and the current PDP in the current Third Republic. In the 2011 presidential election, most political pundits were surprised by the victory of President Jonathan in the heartland of the Yorubas over Nuhu Ribadu, the candidate of ACN, the party that holds sway in the Southwest zone. President Jonathan won in all states of the zone except Osun State in 2011. However, the president failed to compensate the Southwest with high-profile position in the top hierarchy of the political structure. To the Yorubas, the president's zoning of political elective and appointive offices is structurally imbalanced and bizarrely weighted against them. The top 10 positions of the ruling PDP shared out to the exclusion of the Southwest are as follows: President, South-South; Vice President, Northwest; Senate President, North-Central; Deputy Senate President, Southeast; House Speaker, Northwest; Deputy House Speaker, Southeast; Secretary to the Government, Southeast; Chief of Staff, South-South; Chairman, PDP Board of Trustees, South-South; Chairman, PDP, Northeast. The General Buhari seems have been further gifted by deep turmoil in the PDP arising from the apparent body language of the president to seek for second term in 2015 to stretch its tenure of office to uninterrupted 10-year South-South reign. That would mean that the largest voting bloc would be denied the presidency for the entire Third Republic to serve the 2 years hiatus of the late Omar Yar'Adua. In the eyes of the northern elites, this political exclusion from the topmost job could lead to extinction. The general's team is borrowing from the playbook of the nationalist parties to reinvent the APC as a true political stability, economic fairness, and social justice. Progressive Unity Party. The team is peddling and sending the feelers to the wavering political establishment of reconciliation, maturity, and fidelity. The APC will honor the mutual understanding of the political elites for enduring power rotation between the North and South within the geopolitical zones. According to them, the fringe is now mainstream forever. The General Buhari and Asiwaju Tinubu team have started the campaign to brand and cast President Jonathan as incompetent, incoherent, inept, weak, indecisive, indolent, corrupt, clueless, untrustworthy, kindergarten president, a clear and present danger to the peace, unity, and progress of Nigerians. The campaign is actively promoting the allegation that the president is an accomplice to the massive theft of crude oil in the Niger Delta to harm and strengthen the Ijaw militia for probable insurgency and secessionist war of independence. Through the bomb out, resist Ijaw hegemony, vote one nation, campaign slogans are being translated in local dialects nationwide for the Hausas, Fulanis, Yorubas, Igbras, Thieves, Igalas, Jonkuns, Nubes, Idomas, Kanuris, Igedes, Waris, Iyalas, Idos, Mambilas, Chambas Angas, Mumuyes, Bogawas, Baris Jabas, Ibos, Isokos, Anang, Urobos, and Ibibios. The general's twin doctors are working overtime to manipulate the conversation, distort the reality, and inflate the expectation in the classic political bet and switch game from pariah and outcast in the southwest and north central. Muhammadu Buhari would become the national healer, helper, and hero. The APC would further guarantee only one time, 4 years tenure for President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Rotimi Amici to complete the truncated tenure of the North due to the demands of Umaru Yar'Adua. The APC would further give commitment to amend the Constitution for single-time 6-year tenure presidency, starting with Southeast President and North Central Vice President in 2019. The Muhammadu Buhari strategist sense that the years of PDP dominance of the political space could have made the party complacent with false air of entitlement and invincibility. The general's machinery has assembled coterie of media savvy, extreme and juvenile crusaders, ideologues and populists that are taking the high moral ground for the APC as a change platform for articulate, competent, credible, efficient, transparent, accountable governance. The Muhammadu Buhari covert intelligence unit is shoring out structured misinformation and packaged fabrication through active moles and sleepers inside the PDP High Command to factionalize, weaken, and sap the energy of the party. In the vain laws and aggrandizements for personal power, through deception, intimidation, fear-mongering, delusional grandeuring, stereotyping, to the detriment of larger national interests for peaceful coexistence, cooperation, and compromise. The APC party apparatchiks, warlords, and foot soldiers seem to have the memory of the infantile, irrational, and megalomania exuberance that exacerbates the fault lines in the geopolitical structure of Nigeria, which quacked into the 30-month civil war from 1967 to 1970. I am Ekaite Sanusi, producer, Climate Friendly TV, and Chief Executive, Nationwide Fire Communications Limited. Thank you, and God bless.